Previously on Roleplay Radio.
Dean Ambrose, he walks in, and within 15 minutes of his lecture, a black blob of ink crawls closer and closer to the desks right near you, and out of nowhere the blob just forms a face. Do try to keep this with you at all times. The more bonding you do with your ink, the more it would shape and mold itself after your ideals. And then maybe someday, when the bond is strong enough, you might be surprised. And everybody takes their little bottle of ink.
I mean, I have to go find some records.
You do find the section where your uncle's file would be. Because it is official school records, they have to keep a file of every student that came here. Osric Burninghammer is there. The folder is there, but it's empty. Winter play. This is what Captain Dapplewing wants me to run. Have you ever heard of the Tale of Lilith?
Yeah, of course I know. It's a classic.
By classic, you mean goddamn old? Then yes. It's trash, Koss. It's outdated. It's trash. I want to modernize the hell out of it. Make the people think, goddammit, think! Rosie from your tower starts rallying up crowds. This is not right. Professor Mirsha and Professor Khan did nothing wrong. We need to do something. This started slow, and it progressed, and it escalated. By the end of this week, there is a full-out planned protest in front of Captain Dapplewing's manor. You get a clear view of this clockwork servant, and it's slashing at this statue that has a red and silver coat on. It wants Professor Mirsha.
I thought so, the red and silver.
I had to dress up one of these things, the only way I could get it away from me, but then I couldn't leave the waters without it coming after me. As far as you can tell, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing's broken, nothing is out of place, but you do notice that the thing it's leaking is not oil.
We got more Eldritch Balm.
We took out its battery, which would make it dead, but it was still alive, so maybe it did bring it to life because it was an inanimate object.
School.
You know we're nerds and we're excited about a tabletop role-playing game about going to school.
This is the only time I'll be excited to go back to school.
Right?
So the party was delivering a broken clockwork servant that they just beat up.
It was already broken.
You guys, the gruesome twosome, Griff and Mistake figured out that there was a route that you can take directly from the Scriptoria to the pillar drop in Lorehold. So that is what you presumably took to stay out of sight and not draw too much attention. Now, of course, once you get to Lorehold campus, it's hard to not draw that much attention.
What's he on? Holding a gurney?
Like a stretcher.
Yeah, like a stretcher, and I think we used the tattered cloak to put over it, but it does probably kind of look like we're carrying the body.
I mean, I'm literally carrying the Eldritch Bomb in a cube as we go, so that's pretty
In a cube of water, right? Tell you what, if you're concerned about people looking at it's weird, I can... And I'm going to use Silent Image, which explicitly can move, to make it look like we're carrying a basket of fruits. An extremely big basket of fruits.
What about Shelly's cube? How are we hiding that?
So picture the gurney itself is kind of flat-ish, right? It's not very tall. So if you're doing Silent Image as a bunch of fruit, I'm picturing kind of more bulbous. Mm-hmm. So we could totally say cube of Eldritch Balm is just right above the gurney and is still covered by the Silent Image.
So I'm going to say that most of the way is fine. Nobody bats an eye. They just kind of see you guys carrying a bunch of fruit. But eventually, as you get to the very crowded areas, a couple of girls run up, and you're just like, "Oh my gosh, Griffin Burninghammer! Can I get your autograph? This is your squad.
I hate this.
Please, can you just sign my arm? It would just make my semester. Here, I have a quill." You guys, it's Griffin Burninghammer!
So, I imagine that it's Shelly and Griff carrying this thing because they're the two people who have a strength score.
Yeah.
So
it's, okay.
you're paused, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so altruistic, delivering fruit to the needy. Is that...
That's absolutely exactly what we're
So
doing.
I'm gonna make
you're
a-
kind of getting in the way of that. So if you could just kind of maybe
I'm gonna make
even
a deception check.
part the crowd for us, so we could just get straight through to where we're going.
Sure,
That'd be really wonderful.
Anything for Griffin Burninghammer. And they start clearing the path for you.
Thank you. Okay, so he's beaten feet. He doesn't want to be around these girls.
Yeah. Eventually you get to this workshop. It's not very hard to find. Everybody knows Losheel's workshop in Lorehold. It's quite noisy. There's a lot of gears turning, sound of like hammering, and sound of screwing, for lack of a better term.
Nice.
But no humanoid voice answers you. The door opens, but there's nobody there. You have to look down. There's a clockwork servant looking up at you. Could I help you?
We have a question.
A question for Losheel.
Yeah.
Have you made an appointment?
We're it's kind of urgent-ish.
Urgent matters are priority in Lorehold. And he leaves the door wide open and heads inside, expecting you to follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow.
All right. When you enter, all you see is clockwork servants. There are some cleaning the walls, they're up in the windows and the rafters, they're working on some machinery. There's the equivalent of cars and like wheelchairs that are being worked on by these servants as well for students and teachers who need them. But only one humanoid voice among this constant noise. And so what you hear is this professor, Luxodon. So you see the giant ears, she has her back to you, and she's sitting in this big old chair with wheels, tinkering with something that you can't really see because she's quite large.
I would like to try and see what she's working on.
Yeah, sure, I mean...
I'm not like trying to be sneaky about it, just walking up.
She is tinkering with an owl, a clockwork owl. This urgent matter, does it require locked doors?
That might be better.
I will get right on it. Pleasure to be of service.
I'm assuming that Losheel is not looked up at all in this
No, she
time.
is in the zone.
I'm just gonna wave a hand in front of her face.
She removes her glasses. Who are you?
I'm Garrett Grigg. You can call me Gary. This is the F Squad.
I was not expecting visitors.
We had a rather urgent matter to discuss with you.
She presses a couple of buttons on the wheelchair she's in and she backs up, turns the wheelchair around to face you guys. Yes?
So you know that clockwork servant that
She immediately lightens up. This is a clockwork matter.
halfway.
Sit, please, sit.
Are there seats?
No. She says sit and then she's like, no, not there. No, not there. Not there.
And then Koss will paint up a couch.
So, you have come to discuss clockwork, yes? Now, do you wish to discuss theory, or do you wish to discuss actually building something? Is this a class project or a personal project? Will I be
Griff
paid
just
in
reads the
advance?
This is the one that went missing.
What do you know about that one?
We
Well,
found
we
it.
have it.
Still looks like a pile of fruit, and then Koss. Oh right. Sorry.
By the gods. Wow, this is urgent. She takes a moment to think about it. She's looking at each and every one of you. Eventually lands on Shelly's like, are you a student too?
Yeah.
Can I do something?
What are you gonna do?
Don't tell me your name.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's a bit difficult for me to tell Tortled age.
If you
are
distract me
local.
though, just so you know, I might drop the bomb.
That's a what now? You brought a bomb into my workshop?
Our turtle friend who you've asked us not to say the name of is the one holding the undulating cubic mass of corrupted eldritch bomb in the air that this servant was kind of filled with instead of whatever else it's supposed to be filled with.
I will minor illusion BALM.
Follow me, sweetheart. Nobody tell me your names except for you. You already did it and you ruined my experiment.
You asked who I was!
Shit, I did do that, didn't I?
She just wanted you to describe who you were, identity-wise, without describing your name.
Well, that's a very existential question.
And she opens a furnace.
Do you want me to put the bomb in there?
No, I want you to jump in. Of course the bomb, sweetie. Oh, she pats your head.
Shelly considers jumping in. And then puts the bomb in there.
All right. Damn, Shelly. And stop calling it a bomb because this is a bomb. And she holds it.
Can I see that?
No. And she-
Isn't that the sort of thing that got Professor Khan on probation the first time?
Yes, sweetie, but that's because Professor Khan is an idiot. Who doesn't know how to create and maintain an explosion.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes?
How does one maintain an explosion?
Well, you just aim it in the right direction.
It's like those fireworks that I made. You just make them so that they're
That
smaller.
was you?
Oh, no, definitely not. I would never disobey school rules.
Nailed it.
That's disappointing. Anyway, now that that's been dealt with, and she reaches under her wheelchair, which has a little compartment, and she pulls out what looks like another Clockwork Servant, except it's tiny. It looks like a toy almost. Winds it up, and then the Clockwork Servant like comes to life-ish. Where its eyes would be is just two glowing lights, and they stare at Shelly for a sec. He's like, now watch my baby work. It is going to say, Tortle, approximately 22 years old. Gender undetermined. Name undetermined.
I thought it'd be more specific. Can I try it on you?
And she doesn't even wait for you to say yes. She's already pointing it at a mistake.
Alright, but if it says the wrong name, I might stab it.
Tiefling. Age approximately 19. Searching registry. Name.
No.
Raya Kalsa.
No, alrighty. Alright.
Beautiful name.
Nope.
Raya.
No, that is the wrong name.
But the registry never lied.
Registered rubbish. That's not the right name.
Okay, might want to get that fixed, sweetie.
You know, it's very hard to tell someone they've made a mistake when the name actually should be Mistake.
Aims the Clockwork Servant at Griff.
Griff sidesteps.
Hides behind Koss.
I think you know who I am.
Of course I know Griffin Burninghammer, but does my baby know? Have you no respect for science?
Fine, you.
Alright, I'm actually very curious about this.
Age 18. Race undetermined. Gender undetermined. Searching registry not found. And it gets very confused and it starts smoking and.
Can't handle the quick transformation.
Okay. As she's putting it away, it just scans Gary for a moment and it just says, age approximately 57 years old.
I just have white hair. I otherwise look 19.
Yeah, okay, this needs a little more tinkering, obviously.
About your Clockwork Servant here, and she's still examining it. She's like, I'm afraid straight to the furnace it is. What a shame.
So, well, do you have any idea how it might have gotten infected in the first place?
Oh yes, the Eldritch Bomb.
Well, yes, but how did it come in contact with it?
I would imagine the same person that's been wreaking havoc on campus. So it came to life and tried to kill you after you removed the battery.
Yes. So it was already attacking a statue, so we took the battery out. We thought it was done, and then it came back and was like,
And saying anything?
we apologize for the inconvenience.
Huh.
Which, honestly, if something is going to kill me, I guess I'm grateful it's apologetic about it.
They are meant to follow directions from certain people, but those people are only staff. So,
Who?
well, most people really.
What's the superseding order? That you listen to all staff or that you listen to the most recent?
They cannot obey another order until they fulfill the last one.
So if the order was to kill the professor, then nobody could tell it to do something else until it completed it.
That seems like a really bad design, so what happens when you just order them to do something impossible? They're just broken forever.
You have great questions, and I don't know how to answer some of them.
How is it that
Have you
Devil Wings-
considered working in Lorehold?
How has nobody told any of these servants to just, like, go scale the mountains?
Right?
How is that not a prank every year?
It does feel like there should be some sort of, I don't know, timeout clause?
Don't you get any funny ideas now? These things are expensive to make and they take a long time, okay?
Oh,
She
do
moves-
Dapplewing's owls also follow orders like that?
No.
Oh.
Dapplewing's owls were a specific order, and she goes back to work on the owl, and she like gets really aggravated and starts like pounding on the thing until eventually the head of the owl cracks open. It's like, ah! And you're able to see a red stone in it that she takes out. It's like, now this is the crown jewel. You see it? Look at it.
I see it. It's
This
fun
is
as
what
red as
helps
I.
them remember. Now the owl is just a piece of junk, and she throws it. She throws the head, and it lands on a pile of like limbs and stuff. She's like, scrap metal, don't worry, it's just scrap. But this is irreplaceable. And she takes out like a little pouch that has other red stones like it, and she puts it in. She's like, remembrance stones. They can remember everything that they hear. Now, of course, it takes a very special tinkering with it to be able to adapt it to an owl, but
Have you ever hit it with a pickaxe?
the stone?
Yeah,
Why would I hit a stone with a pickaxe?
because it's a rock.
That's fair.
It got you there.
Would it lose
Oh,
the
yeah.
memories?
No.
If you hit it with a pickaxe, it wouldn't lose them,
No.
even if it broke.
No, the only way that it would cease to work is if you threw it at a snarl or something. Did you know that snarls, if you throw a stone through it, sometimes the stone becomes magical?
Oh.
Don't get funny ideas. But if you do, invite me.
Right, so it seems like all we know is that it had to have been a staff member who...
Gave it the order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what worries me, sweetie. If this clockwork servant was after a professor, then, somebody must have told it to attack said professor. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need the loo. And she actually gets up from her wheelchair and walks over to a bathroom.
So I think, actually, as she's getting up, a archivist unit just like rolls over and is just like, "Allow me to be of service." Offers its
lift.
arms up to lift Losheel to the bathroom.
Thank you very much, R.C.
Of course, ma'am. I will always be your number 1 servant, unless I am your number 2 servant. And he rolls over.
So Gary is going to stay after everyone leaves and basically like wait for her to be done in the bathroom.
Okay.
Which is a relatively awkward thing to do, which is why it fits Gary very well.
Sure. So, Mr. Greek, apologies for my baby getting your age wrong. How old are you? 30? 35?
I'm 19.
Sure. And I'm 20.
But my eyebrows aren't even white. Do I really look that old?
Well, you have this like anemic thing going on that I really, it's hard to tell. Now, think of this as a good thing. You can probably get by posing as staff member. Don't do it, but you could. Now, what can I help you with? Do you want to help me finish this owl?
Yes, actually. I've been hoping to find a staff mentor since I got here. And, well, I mean, I'm actually planning to go probably down the Quandrix route, but the Clockwork servants are also very interesting, and it's not like it doesn't overlap with computational magic.
Well, you're not wrong. Okay. Well, they're a bit like the mascots. Have you had a mascot yet? Inkling, Fractal, anything like that yet?
I have this, and he'll get out the small bottle of ink that
So actually, you're digging through your bag, and the bottle of ink is there, but it's empty. You have neglected this bottle of ink. You have not bonded with it the way the professors have told you to. You just had it, and then you forgot about it. So it's empty. You were saying?
That's a no. Where did what
How long
where'd
has
it
that
go?
been empty? What was the last time you checked?
When I got it?
If you lost that, I can only imagine what will happen if you made the Clockwork servant.
Are you supposed to give them love and attention as well?
Well, of course. Why do you think I call them my babies? They are my babies. You don't take care of your babies, Krieg.
Well, how do I find it?
It'll find you, I'm sure. The next couple of days / week, they're a bit calmer. Preparations are heavily underway for the winter play. The auditions are coming to an end. So actually, Koss,
There you go.
you get a summon from Professor Zafline. You show up right at the tail. He always seems to summon you right after band practice, because that's when he has like free time. So he summons you again, and it's a very similar scene. Band practice is coming to an end, and he like is getting really pissed off at the trombone player. But he is breathing. He's doing some breathing exercises, and eventually he like just seizes the song and he's just like, stop! Trombone player?
Yeah?
You are testing my patience.
I'm sorry.
Trombone player, we're gonna try it one more time.
Okay.
One more time.
Yeah, okay, I can do it.
From the top. A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2. Ready,
Give
go.
inspiration to that trombone player.
Roll me the d20 with inspiration.
Does he not have, like, respect their names? He just calls them by their instrument?
Yeah. That's an 18 for the trombone
Okay,
player.
alright. His calmer nature is able to calm down trombone players when he's not on edge. He actually sounds very smooth. He's just like, alright, stop. Drummers, you guys were a little off tempo, but I'll let it go this time. Trombone player, practice. Okay, keep practicing.
My name is Luke.
I don't care. I ain't gonna remember that.
Okay. I'm just happy you're not yelling at me this time.
Oh my god.
Do me a favor. If you're gonna use that mouth, put it on the trombone piece.
Yes, sir!
Alright, that's it for band practice. Now everybody go. And goddamn it, practice, okay? Because the play's coming up in a couple weeks and we need to get this right, okay?
Just a couple of weeks, huh?
Call Silver Trove.
Yes. Hi.
I don't know what you done to me, but every time I get riled up, I start thinking about what you said, Call Silver Trove. I hate it when you write. I hate it when any student is right, okay? But
You seem to enjoy when Luke got it right that time. Played it correctly.
can I be honest with you, Koss?
Yes?
He's still a fuck up. I'm just realizing that he does worse. Everybody does worse when I yell at him, which is fucking bullshit! Why would it? And then he just starts like going off. Some of the debris starts falling from the ceiling.
Koss takes a seat and patiently waits for the tirade for him to get it out of his system.
He's kicking chairs. He's just like, damn it! The pressure is on and Dapper Wing's on my ass, and they're just fucking it up until eventually he's. Okay, I feel better. Now, Koss, walk with me.
Sure. Why not?
He takes you on a walk outside to the roast stage. They're already setting up, dressing the scene. He asked, did you bring some of the canvases I asked you to bring?
Oh, yeah, sure. I brought, here's the dining room. I was wondering, for the courtyards outside of the cottage, what kind of flowers were you thinking? Were you thinking like period appropriate or just aesthetically pleasing? Because there aren't a whole lot of period appropriate ones that look good.
Flowers, huh? What I look like, a witherbloom? I don't know.
I'll just pick something that looks good.
Daffodils, I don't care. Just pick something that looks good, and I trust your judgment. Now, what I really want to talk to you about, Koss, is I want to blow people's minds this year.
Yes, of course.
Every year, same old shit. We do the play, everybody uses magic. There's so much that can go wrong there. This year, I'm thinking we go practical.
Practical?
Mm-hmm. In order to bring my vision to life, we need an artificer to help. Instead of using fly, for example, or levitate, I want an actual contraption that will pull the actors up into the air, make them look like they're flying. I mean, I'm talking, I want the audience to cast detect magic on this shit. And I want them to not sense a fucking thing. I want to blow their minds by showing them what we can do with practical effects. No magic whatsoever.
Okay.
Nothing like that. No magic items even.
You know, I might know a person.
And then on top of that, don't tell nobody. But, you know the villain?
Sure.
You know how it thrives on chaos and deceives people?
Yes, of course.
I'm thinking we adapt it and turn them into an Orc. What you think?
To think.
I'll have to think about it. I'll have to consult with my writer's room. By which I
Koss.
mean my...
What's there to think about? It's fucking brilliant, Koss.
Okay. Yes, you know what? Let's do it.
You hesitated. Why'd you hesitate?
It's just like, it changes a lot about, because it was previously just a monster, but if it's an orc, then it implies that it has some sort of agency and choice in the matter.
We've been through this. We're taking something from a different culture and we're appropriating it. What's wrong with that?
I'm not entirely okay with that, but I think that we can make this one work.
You ain't okay with it?
No, I'm not entirely okay with the whole appropriating thing, but I think we can do this in a respectful way because, it's a demon. They are literally always evil.
Now, this might piss off Dapperway, but she really grinds my bones, Koss.
It does seem like a lot of people don't like her.
Nah, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. She's a fuck up, Koss. That's what she does. She fucks up. She just did. Okay. Not gonna explode. Anyway, you think you got an artificer for me?
Yes, absolutely. I've got an artificer for you.
Excellent. You got the songs for me too?
Of course, I've got the songs for you. You know that.
Yeah. Because I've been talking to Aurora. She's having some writer's block. You ain't getting bit by the writer's block, are you?
Oh, no. Aurora's been my go-to for writing all the sad songs for this tragedy. That's not really my strong suit. I guess I could use old ones.
Well, I trust your judgment, Koss. You really think that an Auric would be alright for the villain? You really like that idea? Because this is the best idea I've had in years, Koss. I mean, this is a political commentary if any there ever was one.
I took a class in this new form of theater known as improv a while ago, and I'm going to apply the concept of yes and that I learned from there, and I'm going to tell you that it's a great idea.
They do that in the LARPing community.
I've heard they're similar.
Speaking of which, your friend Rosie got the part of the fool. She seems upset.
Oh, good for her.
She ain't gonna be a problem, is she?
Oh, no, she's fine. She's fiery, but she's fine.
She keeps saying she fears.
She is fierce.
I don't see.
She could be a fierce fool.
I hope I get to see it in play, because the fool has a moment of melting down, and I hope she can pull it off.
She absolutely can pull it off.
Great. Alright, off you go. Keep working on them songs, alright?
Alright, sounds good. Every time I have a conversation with him, it's just like, he's a lot.
Yeah, no, he is.
Off-screen, Koss will recruit Gary.
And I think Gary would agree, but he would probably have to stop being in the Entrepreneurs Society because he just took on this, study with this other person thing.
I feel like Griff would also put out vibes that he doesn't not want to be asked to maybe be interested in the show, but he's not going to outright be like, I won't do it.
So actually, I think what happens is Koss does the timid knock on Griff's door because he's not responded great the last few times.
Wait, I want to see if I can answer the door before he knocks, just to set him off guard. At 16, he opens the door, but he's almost trying to step out.
Sorry, I was just about to knock.
What's up, Koss?
So, I've got a question for you.
Yeah?
You know how I've been working on the retelling of Lilith?
Yeah, I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah, and I know this is not really something that you're into, what with your whole relationship with your family legacy and all that, but, Professor Sapphire's very interested in mapping one of the characters onto being a burning hammer, and I was just thinking it would be a lot less uncomfortable for me if it was you playing it as opposed to anybody else. And I was just wondering if you were interested at all in auditioning.
I don't know. I have quite a schedule.
I'm rolling insight for this.
But between
What you get?
21.
between work and the lifting the weights, I haven't told you guys, but I have a weightlifting competition, and I've never really thought about ever being in a limelight, but
Is Shelly there by any chance?
Sure, why not?
You're heading down the stairs as this is happening.
Shelly's gonna say, "Oh, it's okay. I can do it for you."
no, it would be yes, I will do this.
Really? You would?
Yeah.
That morning, the Strixhaven Star had a very special announcement. The front page of the Strixhaven Star said, Professor Mearshaw and Professor Kong no longer on probation after Dean of Quandrix threatens to quit and disclose information to outside journalists. So the protests worked. This is at some point a week after the fight with the Clockwork Servant, but because of this, Griff gets a knock on the window, and it's the monkey. It's Lalo.
I'll give a look just to be like, it's cool that they're here. Got the window.
You get the window. Lalo hands you a piece of paper, but then holds on to it, and it's just like motions like to his mouth, and then puts a hand out.
Yeah. Gives him money. Gives him like the smallest amount of money.
Gives the money to Shelly, and then holds out a hand still.
Yeah, no, it was a joke. Gives him like a pocket potato chip.
When you agreed to do the heist, you asked for information on your uncle.
Yep.
You said, I'm not asking you to open the can of worms now. I'm asking you to open the can later. The professor's response was, Lalo will leave the can in your room. So the note will say, the can was too big. Come to my office. P.S. You might want to bring your friends.
Thank you, Lalo.
And he hops on your shoulder.
Was it like a bucket? Like 2 buckets or... Shit. Well,
Shelly's gonna become a monkey
You're wild shape into a monkey?
and then go on to Griff's other shoulder.
oh.
Which means
Ay, Dios mío, hola, guapa.
I don't like this. If you're gonna romance on my shoulders.
Shelly's
What?
gonna say, last time we spoke I used a spell. This time I used a different spell.
No sé lo que estás diciendo, pero mira, you want half, guapa?
Ah, see.
Okay. So Griff grabs green monkey by the scruff and puts green monkey on Kaz's shoulder, and it's like, okay, we're the monkey boys. That's our crew. now.
Lalo will hold Shelly's hand like from afar, or reach out for the hand.
We are the
And Shelly
subsection
will
called
reach
the
out
monkey
as
boys.
well.
It's official.
I guess that's a thing now.
You wanted a team name, I'm making
Mistake at some point would have congratulated Rosie because she was the one who organized a lot of the protests.
So she was reading a book called Lore of Lorehold, set in like the Feywild. She's like really into it when she sees you, and oh, what was that? Sorry.
No, I just saw the news in Strixhaven this morning and just wanted to congratulate you on a successful protest and, well, thank you for it.
Oh, the protest. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very glad that Professor Mearshaw is now free because, well, I love Professor Mearshaw, and really I agree with his cause. So, it just hurt me to see that. Did you hear about the play?
Yes. I've mostly been hearing snippets through Koss and Aurora.
Yeah, I didn't get the part of the leading man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I even wore a beard for it and everything, but they said you're not manly enough.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Professor Sapphire said I was just no good. I looked more like a fool, so I got the part of the fool.
Well, that's a bit harsh, but it is part on stage in a big play. I'm definitely telling people I know to come see it.
Oh, I hope I don't make a fool out of myself.
Well, that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Yeah. This is why I love LARPing. I could be anyone when I'm LARPing, but when it comes to Play Actors Drama Guild, it's just typecasting. It sucks.
Does sound frustrating. I kind of relate. Not with acting, just, I guess, being typecast in actual life.
Oh, that's worse. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to make it about me, just trying to sympathize. Well, I know who one of those are.
No, that's just a green monkey.
All right.
Yeah, sure. We're going with that. Congratulations on the play, and also the protest.
Thanks. Thanks, I'm more proud of one of those than the other. What are you guys off to?
I'm gonna go get some information on family.
What, is your dad here?
No, thankfully.
Oh,
I think
Okay.
there would have been trumpets sounding if he was.
probably, yeah.
And you wouldn't be seeing me around. But I gotta steal your friend here for a little bit.
Oh,
Be alright?
before you leave, she's gonna say, I know you've been teaching Koss to fight. Can you teach me?
I don't know how good of a teacher I am, but
Just with everything that's going on, and if something attacked me, I want to know how to defend myself. And LARPing can only help me so much.
I think you'd be good at it. You're pretty fierce.
Thanks, only in attitude, not in swordplay.
attitude is a lot of it.
Oh, that's good to know, I've got that.
There you go. So, yeah, next time we'll let you know and bring your attitude.
So you go to the Bows End to get Gary?
When you find him, Gary's set up at like his usual station for where he's working. This foot pedal that he's tapping, and it's connected to something that's just waving a piece of paper that appears to have been enchanted to smell very strongly like old books.
Okay.
He's trying to attract his missing ink. He's got like one of these contraptions in his room and one at work, and whenever he's doing something, he's just like tapping the foot pedal.
Yep, I dig it. One thing did happen to you, Garrett, during your shift. Curdy shows up to the Bows End Tavern that day, gets through Javnesh, gets through Tolk, and heads straight to the kitchen, acting like she's just there to work. Oh, hello. You're new here. And she starts putting an apron on. Lots of work to do today, lots of orders.
Yes, hi, Curty.
Can you hand me the spice rack from over there, the whole spice rack?
Of course. And he just does it.
So, what do you know about the Bows End menu? Have you learned it?
I still refuse to make the rat ratatouille. It's disgusting.
Strike one, kid. She starts chopping vegetables.
Does she like basically try to take over and like act as head chef?
She does.
I
yeah.
think Gary 100% allows her to to do this because
Okay.
he never felt qualified for this job in the first place.
Alright, roll me a d20 for her.
That's a 3.
She messes up a lot of recipes. She uses sugar instead of salt. She uses cinnamon instead of pepper, like chili pepper. This goes on for your entire shift. Tolk is trying to stop her and she just will not stop. And then around then, the party shows up.
Why does the tavern smell like the library?
To attract ink.
It also smells like a lot of cinnamon.
That's Curty.
So you're having a good time then?
I am learning a lot about experimental cooking.
Do you want to stop learning about that?
Yes. I've actually been working overtime.
I gotta go find some dirt on my family apparently, and it's larger than it can. So I'm gonna need some extra eyes.
Also, there are now 2 monkeys.
I can guarantee it's gonna be spicy reading, just not food.
So
Should we
a bit
grab
like
Shelley?
Bit like the cinnamon flavored library?
A lot like the cinnamon flavored library.
We've got Charlie, don't worry.
Yeah, she's gonna meet us there.
Alright.
So you head to Professor Mirsha's office. Griff brings all of you along. The air is so much more different when you get there. Professor Mirsha has his door wide open. He is over his desk writing something. He's got his glasses on. A harp that is enchanted. It's playing music for him. Well, if it isn't my group of favorite students. And he closes the book.
F Squad represent.
By the way, now that there aren't any spying owls, did you know that there was a clockwork servant trying to kill you?
This is new information.
Alright, there was a clockwork servant who was trying to kill you.
This is the clockwork servant I was missing.
That's the one.
I thought there was something weird about him saying my room number.
Yes, also weird.
You all might want to sit. You especially, Griff. Where's the turtle? Ah.
Oh!
Shelley's gonna become a turtle.
Topple over. So, despite there not being an owl eavesdropping, Professor Mirsha closes the door.
Thaumaturgy, the door shut before he gets to it.
Did you have to do that?
It's just a lot of fun.
He's slightly amused. So he removes his reading glasses, tucks them into his blazer, sits down across from you at his desk, takes a deep breath, reaches into a drawer, and pulls out a giant portfolio. Blows dust out with it. Griffin, you asked me for a favor, yes? I have delivered. Unfortunately, I ran into a bit of trouble while delivering for you, so let's just say you might owe me a small favor, maybe. Do they know about the situation with your uncle?
I'm not sure I even really fully know.
You have an uncle?
Would you please?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Osric Burninghammer.
Noric
No.
Burning Hammer?
Osric.
Yorick.
Osric. Please.
Osric.
Oh. Did you black out for a
Is that how you pronounce it? Osric.
Did you just get that from Lalo?
He opens the portfolio and starts looking through some of the papers. Your friend Griffin here, as you know, his family is of great reputation. Obviously, everyone in Arcavios and probably in several other planes know the name Burninghammer. Now, of course, if you ask his family, his uncle does not exist. Never did, never was. And frankly, I can see why. And he pulls up some of these newspapers and starts handing them to Griffin one at a time. Your Uncle Osric got into some very awful business, Griffin. Your family hid it all very well. Of course, Strixhaven also tried to hide it very well by completely erasing him from the archives, which I knew, but, well, I have friends, I have resources, and they did some digging. We found newspapers, incident reports regarding drug chains, kidnappings, even a hostage situation in Ravnica that did not end well. At a Ravnican opera house.
When was this?
This was, what, some 20 years ago, back when your Uncle Osric was in school. The attackers were being led by a Leonin with a scaled arm. Now, of course, there's only one family that fits that description, Griffin. In the end, he fled. All they found was a Leonin's eye. They were able to identify it. And of course, this. And a sketch of your uncle with an eye patch. He looks a lot like you. A little
Tracksuit.
Not tracksuit, but like a little more grizzled, same hairstyle, kind of like a mullet.
Does he have a goatee?
Yeah.
Oh, bad guys always have a goatee, though.
This is going to be a very difficult thing to hear. Among the victims, because there were victims, there were two Loxodons. Ramona and Stobart Subish.
Fuck.
They were killed by a slashing of the neck, much like a Leonin's claw.
And how are these Suvishes related to
Our orphan, Rampart Subish.
Orphan? I forgot that part. Okay.
Now, of course, he's very well taken care of by his family. But, well, I can see why he has a vendetta against burning hammers.
Was Rampart there that day?
This was
I think he was a baby.
20 years ago now.
He must have been newborn.
Rampart's older than us by 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
1 year for me.
He spent a couple of years training in military academy.
When he was a baby?
Before he
I
came to
wish.
Strixhaven.
Before he was a baby? Oh, okay.
Griffin, I hope you haven't been trying to contact your uncle, because the last time he was spotted, it was not in good company. It was, well, it was in a place that is suspected to be an Auric hangout. Now, of course, they won't deny it, but between me and Professor Khan and other people who conspirate with us, we know what goes on in this saloon.
Where was this?
He looks at Mistake. This was in Redfell.
Auric are in Redfell.
If you ask people like Dapplewing, no. If you ask me, yes.
Shit.
And I suspect they have been spreading rumors that we are corrupt and we are teaching...
Also heard that. I was wondering where it came from.
We should talk more now that I don't have a leech on me.
Probably.
Because I have plenty to say, and they're getting nearer and nearer, and I am worried that this is the year they attack. They may not, but if they do...
Why would they want to?
Being able to speak so freely is new to me after so many weeks. Their last leader, Extus, he died because he tried to get into Strixhaven and tried to get to the Snarl in the Biblioplex. He almost succeeded.
Was he gonna throw a rock through it?
I think he was going to do a little bit more. I think he was going to use it to open up a portal. We're still here because the staff banded together and stopped him, but, well, they've had decades to regroup and become a mighty force again.
What's the point?
What's
I think the point is that your uncle sucks.
No, breaking down the school.
They think something about knowledge being shared for everyone and this school existing is why it can't, but then they also want to have this sort of weird hierarchy based on magical power so that those who are stronger magically therefore rule over everyone else.
They're hypocrites. Hypocrites.
So what can we do to help? Do we have to steal another book?
I wish. No, for the time being, keep an eye out. Anyone that you see engage in suspicious activity, I mean direct activity, recruiting.
Well, we have multiple leads on that, actually.
Give me names. And he starts
I don't
writing.
know that we have names. What are there's, well, the Clockwork Servant that some staff member ordered to kill you. Trapped Jordan in Scriptoria.
Jordan's a monasac.
Yes.
She's okay.
And she's all good now, and that Clockwork Servant has been incinerated.
Okay, good.
It does mean there's some staff member who gave it that order.
And my boss.
Well, he's
Totally.
mostly just a fence, isn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, fences can know people.
Oh, and then there's also the letters.
Yes, and both Shelley and myself have been courted by the Auric.
Do you have these letters?
I think I've got mine still, yeah.
And we know something. I don't remember, but like the paw print I saw.
Oh, that's true. This is from Dean Valentin, actually. He seems to know who this person might be who's writing these letters. And he suggested this person might be a werewolf?
Can I see?
Sure, I'll hand him a letter.
He looks at it and, reads it, scans it briefly, sees the letter at the very end. So, okay. And hands it back. He's like, It is no person. It is people. The new leader of the Yorick goes by the title of captain, almost ironically to spite Strixhaven. This name does not leave this room, okay? Murgaxor Grenshell.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, no worries about it leaving here. I don't think I could repeat that.
One more time. Murgaxor Grenfell?
Grenshell.
Grenshell.
Grand Shelley?
Sure.
Are they my granddad?
I sincerely hope not.
Are they a turtle?
Does sound like a turtle name.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm an Auric.
No one quite... Don't joke like that, Shelley.
It's
You
not
s-
a joke.
You say that
No,
out loud.
Shelley,
Is it not hereditary?
It's
No.
It's not.
Also, if it were a turtle name, the shell pun would have been in the first name.
Oh.
Shelley's last name just is Shell.
Yes,
I'm not
so it's not
sure
a pun.
about that.
But, you know, there's Sheldon Shell, there was Shelly Shell.
What was this guy's name again?
Morgoxor.
Morgoxor.
Murgaxor Grenshell. Captain Murgaxor Grenshell. Now,
Nope, doesn't sound like a turtle to me.
no one quite knows what Murgaxor Grenshell is. No one has seen Murgaxor without his mask. But we do know from those who have, well, heard from somebody who heard from somebody who saw in his face that he is horribly deformed. We at least know that he's scaled of some sort. So you're not wrong in thinking he might be some kind of reptile, amphibian. Whatever he is, that man is pure evil.
He's friends with my dad.
You think?
Well, no.
I don't know if I'd use the word friend.
I think he's friends with your dad in the same sense that he's friends with us.
Shelley, Murgaxor does not know your father. Murgaxor does not do the dirty jobs.
Oh, but so then there's someone else who wears a mask?
They all wear masks. Or disguise themselves.
Last year, Professor Khan and I captured one. An Auric. He is in prison, and he did not reveal any information before he somehow wiped his mind clean so we couldn't read it. He did say one thing when we found him. We asked him, where is Murgaxor? He said, we are Murgaxor. When I say he is pure evil, I mean he is pure evil. The Auric are not just his henchmen, they are his cult. They will fight for him till the end. They are Murgaxor. That is how far his influence has come. They will die for him if they must.
How do they communicate? Do they have like sending stones?
Some of them do.
Tattoos that squiggle?
I guess some of them do too. I mean, we're talking thousands. Integrated into different societies, different cities. The Auric's influence is all over Arcadios. It's just a matter of who believes and who doesn't.
Looks like the F Squad's outnumbered.
I mean, if
We could do it though.
Maybe with some help.
This isn't the sort of thing where you can just take out the leader and it stops.
It kind of seems like it is if it's a cult of personality.
Well, they've existed for thousands of years.
700, since the end of the Blood War.
does anybody think Morgaxor is my uncle since they're both apparently scaled?
I do not...
I feel like I think of the mane.
Yeah, I feel like
and
you would
the
see the
fur
mane
more
behind
so
the
than the
mask.
scales.
Can we ask Grandpa if he knows about the uncle?
It
That-
seems like a sore subject.
Yeah. You generally don't want to ask people about their dead parents.
Oh, note to self. Shelley writes down, don't ask Mistake about their parents.
You know what? Mistake's totally down with that as well. That's the takeaway.
Shelley has no idea if your parents are alive, but Shelley's not gonna ask.
Can I assert that Shelley writes notes to themselves on the inside of their shell?
Oh yes! Just goes ahead and it's like a whiteboard. You hear the sound of chalk on a chalkboard for a few seconds, and then the head pops.
Are there any copies of this portfolio that you have?
This is the only one. Believe me, everything else was erased.
Can I take it?
It's yours.
Good.
I just did not want to send Lalo because it was too dangerous. It could fall in the wrong hands.
Wait, so this isn't a copy of the source? You actually took the source? What the fuck are you...
I'm a historian.
But we're kids. I mean, this person sets things on fire for fun.
Thank you for this.
You were really into it.
I'm gonna go.
Before.
In the defense of setting things on fire for fun, that is very fun.
Accidents happen.
We've got it. We've got it handled.
As you guys are having this conversation, Griff was leaving, but I want to say the professor ran after Griff and just left you guys in this office having this banter. He accosts you in the hall. Griffin, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I'm serious. Look at me, please. Are you reaching out to your uncle? I need to know.
If I were,
Then you could be putting yourself in danger, Griffin.
I'll let you know.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
Mistake's gonna snoop for a book. She wants next in the rival series.
Right.
Because she hadn't gotten one after her last disagreement with the professor.
Right. You gonna swipe it?
I mean, she's gonna look for it and borrow it.
Sure. So he's got the first 6 volumes, so you can get part 3.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't think he'll care. He'll probably
She's gonna
expect
give it back.
Yeah. Well, I should get back to my grades. Is there anything I can do for you? I mostly wanted you here because, well, Griffin is going to need all the moral support he can get.
Oh, don't worry, I'm a cheerleader.
Yes, I know you are, Shelly Shell.
Do you want to see me jump?
You know I actually do.
How tall is the ceiling?
Probably not
10
tall enough.
feet. You are on the 4th floor.
So you can't jump out
the window.
Shelly's gonna try and pick up Professor Mearshaw with consent. Do I need to first roll a convincing
Do a
check?
persuasion check.
A persuasion check. So that's gonna be a 13.
You know what? I did want to go speak to Losheel, the Clockwork Scholar. Can you take me? Jumping.
Yeah!
I am afraid of heights, but you only live once, yes?
Hop on my back.
Oh boy, he doesn't.
Professor Misha, before you go, do you have any tips for attracting a lost inkling?
You lost an inkling?
Yes?
You know they are notoriously mischievous, yes?
Apparently.
You should ask a Silver Quill professor. I have nothing for you.
Okay.
Let's go, Shelly.
You could always ask Captain Dapplewing. She's a silver quill, isn't she? There are 2 things Mistake wants to do.
Sure.
One, she's just going to sit and read this book in Mirsha's office
Okay.
and wait for him to get back because she feels like she should probably tell him more about this servant that was going after Jordan.
Yeah.
And second, she wants to check in on Jordan, but she doesn't really want to go to that tower. So I think she's gonna do another kind of little care package sort of thing.
Right.
But also recognizing that it's been a week, she's probably fine now, and also Lorraine's still taking care of her. But she wants to do something that's just hey, hope you're doing better. Neither of these need scenes, I just want to establish them.
No, totally. I love that. So, Gary, one night, after a very long shift at the Bow's End Tavern, you get to your room and you realize that there's some ink stains on your floor. I want to say that you were so drowsy that you just went straight to your room, that you didn't even notice that the ink stains were out in the stairs too, but when you got to your room and turned on the lights, there they are. It leads all the way down to the common room. Now, who would be up around midnight? Anybody?
I would be reading.
You would be reading?
Shelly's with Toby, of course.
Toby? Getting drunk?
Mistake's probably also awake.
Okay.
Possibly in the common room, but has dark vision, so doesn't even bother with the lights.
Okay, so you're in the dark corner?
Yeah. Mistake's just kind of hanging out in the dark, probably studying something.
Koss is burning midnight oil trying to get this play ready because it's getting closer and closer and it's becoming more real. I'm just like, oh god, there's still so much stuff left to do.
Can I say that it's me, Toby, Xanther? I invited Rampart. I don't know if Rampart came. Can I roll for Rampart coming?
Roll a charisma, just a straight charisma check.
Okay, it's only a 9. Or it's a 7 if it's just straight charisma.
You definitely get Xanther.
Yeah,
I don't think you get Rampart. though.
Okay, also, Greta...
Oh, so you're throwing a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why Mistake is downstairs.
To avoid the noise.
and also because Koss previously asked Mistake for like story stuff, I think Mistake is just taken to hanging out in the common room, and every so often Koss will just like come down and like ask some random like story related advice.
Mistake? Real quick. So you know how the demon is now a sentient being that has its own motivations and is now an orc?
Yes.
Right. So I was thinking, does that mean that it should get a song too? Because I feel like it should get a song if it's a major part.
I mean, that sounds kind of cool.
Alright.
Villain song, that's a thing.
All right, I'm gonna go back up and work on that too. Everything to the list. Woo!
You alright?
I'm fine. Everything is fine.
Do you want snacks?
Coffee would be great.
Coffee, alright.
Oh, hi, Gary.
Oh, hi. He's heading down the stairs just like holding like an orb of glowing light. He does not have dark vision.
Gary, you follow the ink stains. They lead to the kitchen. You enter, and there's a mess. Fruit that has been munched on, all sorts of silverware that's been broken, but it looks like it's been there a while.
I think Mistake is kind of right behind him because he was going to make coffee for Koss.
Yeah. So you see this, and there's no sign of inkling there. But there are ink stains all over the kitchen.
But I can't really discern more recent ones and where it might have gone to hide.
You can roll an investigation check.
Excellent. Nat 20!
Oh boy. Okay. There are some ink stains in the furnace.
That's not good.
And if you lean in close, you hear a tiny, faint little gurgle.
Gary, why are you sticking your head in the furnace?
Missing inkling. The one I've been looking for all week.
And you think it's in there?
Yes.
So you have an inkling that it's in the furnace?
I mean, I didn't really, spend time with it, but I didn't think that would make it so depressed that it would...
Now the
You don't think that's what happened, did you?
Can inklings feel depressed? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I haven't been paying much attention in that class.
I'm taking exactly 0 cynical classes, so let's hope it's not depressed.
Here, little inkling. And he's gonna flap the paper as close as he thinks he can get it to the fire without setting it on fire. Does he set it on fire?
What'd you roll?
That's an 11, which if I'm doing dex is a 10.
Okay. When you fan it, the flames flicker and light your paper on fire, and you're able to see the inkling in the corner of the furnace. It's in cat form. It looks like a cat made of ink that's just like in the corner. And you know what? It's gonna jump out on you, like, and roll me a dex saving throw.
Not good at these. Oh, okay. It's an 18. Oh wait, no, I'm proficient. No, I'm not proficient.
Okay.
It's an 18.
You stand your ground, and most of you like bump into Mistake who's right behind you, but like,
Sorry.
he's like on your face, and it's just like holding on, like, you can't see anything suddenly.
Should I take it off?
And around now, Shelly's coming down the stairs and sees this. She sees Gary with a black blob on his face, and Mistake like.
Just like tentatively kind of trying to gently pull the black blob off his face.
What are you drinking?
It's not a drink, it's my silver quill assignment.
Shelly's gonna go
Poor thing,
and reach out a hand to it.
Just, it'd be okay. It's alright.
I'll treat it like an animal handling check. You want to try it?
Yeah. So yeah, I got an 11.
Shelly goes, and the blob leaves Gary's face, leaving you with like a smeared black.
Can Mistake try and catch it since she like had her hand like on it?
Sleight of hand.
Oh boy. Alright, so close proficiency is a 16.
Okay, that's good. Sure, yeah, you were able to grab it like a cat, like from the back and
Yeah.
just like.
Trying to like kind of gently burrito it in hands, like you know when you to a frightened cat, you squish that cat, you know.
Another animal handling just like Shelly. See if that works.
Not good at this.
Hey!
So that's 19 plus 2
Oh.
plus 1.
It is able to calm down. It almost looked like it wanted to lunge for Shelly as opposed to go to Shelly.
Oh no.
But it is able to kind of calm down the moment you start, cuddling and it's just like, and because it bonds with, what's Mistake's favorite animal?
Oh gosh, I have no idea, but so
You said like an elk type?
a
deer type?
Kieran, right?
Kieran, yeah, Keelan. I think she's been thinking about that a lot, trying to create the fractal mascot.
For a moment as you're holding the inkling and you're trying to calm it down, it like relaxes and then suddenly its cat ears turn into antlers and it grows a little unicorn spike and it just calms down a little.
Shelly's gonna take out their wet rag and go to Gary and say, "You look racist," and try to clean it off.
I don't know where that's been. Thank you though.
Do you want your ink back?
Yes, I don't know that it wants to come back to me. And he's gonna flap the singed piece of paper that he's been using.
It's gonna hiss at that. Why?
I don't know, I thought ink would like paper.
It clearly doesn't. It is hissing at you and at the paper.
Oh, okay.
What about the vial?
So he'll put it away and he'll get the little bottle out. Just like, I assumed you didn't like this since you left.
I want to say almost like when Mistake was handling it, it fell asleep a little. And it like goes back into the vial very easily and it shrinks.
So I guess ink does not like paper. So all of my attempts to lure this back have probably been in the opposite of my favor.
Shelly pulls
Hey,
out.
Mistake. I have another question for you about the.
Well, coffee's going to take a minute, as apparently the kitchen is...
Oh, did I ask for coffee?
You did.
Oh, well, I would still like that. That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, what was your other question?
Yes. I have a sample. I was wondering if you could vet it and give it a shot. Let's see. It was called a glabrezu. Glabrezu. Yes, glabrezu. That's what it was.
Originally, yeah.
Okay, great. Whoopity-doo, zippity-doo, you get me, I'm the glabrezu. Whoopity-doo, whoopity-dee, I'm gonna kill you, that's what you're gonna see. How about that?
I loved that. That was so good, Koss.
Oh, thank you.
Koss.
Yes.
I made this for you because that song was so good.
Great. I've been waiting for coffee this entire time.
It's
Oh.
not coffee.
Aurora's gonna tap you in the shoulder and says, we're not supposed to write it about the Glabber Zoo. It's supposed to be about an auric.
I thought it was supposed to be a Glabrezu auric.
No. It's an auric representing a Glabber Zoo.
Great, I'm tossing that song. More things.
No, save. Okay, you already ripped it. Okay.
Can you write me a song?
Actually, I have also been working on a song for the rest of us.
No.
You're part of it.
No.
No. Give me a second. I'm gonna go up to Griff's room and bring him back down.
Oh boy.
That's like what a cock.
Were you deep in the middle of a portfolio reading?
Hey, he's been trying to figure out what college she went to, and he couldn't find it.
And Koss gathers everybody. He's like, so I've been thinking that we need a theme song since we're this whole group together. So I've been working on a little something. Let me know if you want me to change any of your lines, but this is how it goes. Griff is from a family of influence and wealth, but he don't need a legacy he didn't make himself. Gary is a cook with vials of grease and he just chuck 'em. And if you got a bully, he'll remind you to say, fuck 'em! Hey, where's the fire? Is the situation dire? And you might need a guy or two to fight the rising odds. Hey, you require that the two of them and I are mighty tough. We'll lift them up, so don't antagonize the squad. Then mistakes a tough one, always turning a new page. She sneaks about and buckles swash with confidence and grace. Shelley can be shy, but still the temper is a threat, 'cause they can jump real high and keep their towel always wet. Situation dire, and you might need a guy or two to fight the rising odds. Hey, you require that the four of them and I are mighty tough. We'll lift them up, so don't antagonize the squad. We're mighty tough. We'll lift them up, so don't antagonize the squad.
Griff was like, I'm annoyed at how much I like that. I'm going back to bed.
That was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us again this week. This episode was recorded in Watertown, Massachusetts, also known as the traditional land of the Pecasset and Nanantum peoples. I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of the talented musicians that helped bring this podcast to life with their amazing music. We've provided a link to their web pages in the description. I would also like to thank our talented players, Tyler Rubin, Amelia Mercateris, Rin Garnett, Michael Yang, and Nikki Aguilar-Thompson. This story would not be the same without their wonderful creativity. I've been your host and DM, Alex Aguilar-Thompson, and I hope to see you here again next week for another episode of Roleplay Radio.